Alright, on today's video we talked a lot about the process of this painting and decided to call it Can't Find Jesus. And so this is just how it begins. I start by prepping a canvas. A lot of my paintings begin this way. I have like a basic board and then I glue on, this is linen, and I glue it on, and this one I didn't smooth 100% because I wanted the rough wrinkles and textures. You can tell I'm using a brush to kind of push it in. I'm using a lot of glue. So that's kind of how it starts out. Then it has to dry.
Okay, so this is going to become a new painting. This big old gear. It's about 4 feet wide, maybe a few feet tall. It's kind of a cool piece. I've had it for a few years. I've been meaning to create a painting for it, but it's like a one-of-a-kind thing. I'm going to use it as a frame. It's like from this gear thing, I think is from like an local like foundry that closed years ago, and I got it years ago. Like I've had it at least 4 years, I think. Anyway, so I haven't known what to paint. So the thing I was working on yesterday, this big half circle thing, I'm going to do more work on that. And I'll put it in here. And then I got to figure out what to paint in there. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there.
Okay, this is a time lapse of adding gesso. And a few seconds here, you're going to hear some of the original audio. And I'll talk a little bit about that process.
Alright, the next step is applying gesso, right? Or primer. Pretty much you can paint on anything, almost anything, as long as you seal it. Really, you don't even have to seal it, but it helps. Anyways, so I guess this is, what are we on? Step 3, step 4. More coming later. Now this has to dry, and then I'll something else to it. Here it is so far.
Okay, after it's dried for a few days, then I start sanding it, and then I gotta start painting. With the sanding, I'm trying to create interesting textures. I'm trying to actually wear it away, because the more I wear it away, the more interesting things it does when I paint it. This is where I start smoothing it on with my hands. Right, and just kind of making a mess, adding paint, paper towels, some of my favorite, stuff, tools of the trade, water and paper towels, and paint.
Alright, I just finished doing a bunch of stuff. Sanded, painted, removed paint, sanded again. Anyway, so there's some nice textures coming here. I glued down some spots where it was coming up. Has to dry. Another spot where it's got to dry. Then next time, I don't know. We'll see what happens next time. This should be cool.
This painting enters the point now. So at this point, this is I think this is September of 2019, and I got stuck on it. And one of my professors, when I was getting my master's degree, said whenever they get stuck on painting, they let their kids help. So I decided to try it, and it ended up being really fun. So at that point, I got really stuck, and I didn't know what else to do, and I was learning a lot about the whole idea of beauty and destruction, so I decided to do an experiment and just light a fire on my painting. So what you're going to see through these next several shots are just some different clips from when I lit a fire on it. And I kept having to light more and more fires on it because it wasn't doing enough damage, funny enough. It was just like burning the wood on top, but it didn't actually damage my painting. So I just kept going with it.
Interesting.
Oh wow, it's still on fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So that's the hole I was talking about on my today on the episode on my painting. So what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to clean it off, actually. So all of that ash and other stuff. So this is just a bucket I'm trying to clean off. What you see right there is another painting that I did with burning. And oh, and I'm not just cleaning it off too. I'm also I sealed it with some polyurethane. I had to fill in some of those holes. It was like a hole all the way through, and I was like, oh no, I didn't mean to do that. And then the part I don't have videoed is when I wrote on it. So there it is, all done. And you can learn more about this painting in my episode today.